Okay, so here's part two. Here are my long swords. And after this, I'll put some vids of me grinding knives, because some of you folks like to see knife makers grind knives and put edges on and etc. So I've got some of that footage. So what we have here are my longer swords. I've got a giant kukuri in 440C. You've seen that one before. How big is it? It starts at the 7-inch mark and ends down at the 32-inch mark, so about 25 inches. It's in 440C, rock pattern. And underneath that, I've got my two swords. My son wants to call them Kaz, kill all zombies, Kaz swords. So 3VC comes back from heat treat in a coppery, bronzy kind of look, kind of a reddish look, really cool. So that one is going to be with a rock pattern and reddish, and then this one will be, I'll grind the scale off it, and it'll be rock patterned as well, and silvery, unless I get a request to make them both rock patterned, but I'm definitely doing one of each. My other sword that has the rock pattern in 440C, my other one I'm keeping. So I made two more for sale. They are, if we look over here, they start about the 7-inch mark, and they end at around the 31-inch mark. So they're, 24, 25 inches long, 23, 24 inches long. This guy is, all these guys actually are almost 0.3 inches thick. So the 440C, I think I measured it was like 0.295, 0.298. So it's a good, thick, heavy stock of steel. And after grinding these guys out of the steel that I got from New Jersey Steel Baron, I had an odd-shaped piece, and I made myself this one. A lot of folks on YouTube have their, a lot of the knife makers on YouTube have their own chopper or hatchet, and I had to make my own. And of course with a little bit of a twist. The fullers, done by hand. And I am pretty impressed on how well they came out. Pretty straight too. I got a small little blemish there. But if I decide to clean them up after heat treat, I'm sure I can take care of that. But they are frickin' sweet. I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed if I do say so myself. All done by hand, no jigs, no milling. I was just done with a grinder. I got nothing against milling, but for me, it's not the same. Putting a piece of steel and letting the machine do the cutting, that's just not for me. I'd rather do things by hand. Just so much more satisfaction doing this by hand, having it come out right, than watching a piece of machine cut it for me. But that's me. Nothing against guys who do milling or CNC. Of course, the artistic part there is, coming up with the designs, but and that's cool. But I like to come up with designs and then mill it myself. But the real sweet part is in this area over here. I'm not too sure if the camera's picking it up. So let me see if I turn it around. Are you guys ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm making good use of the sun there. Look at that. I guess this would be my style of jimping. Yep, I filed some teeth. This took about 3 hours of work, but as it was coming out and getting better each time, getting closer and closer to done, I was just getting really excited about it. Ignore the black tips. That's just a marker. Actually, it's not black. I think that's blue. That's the Dicom die, machining die. Those black tips or blue tips are just die. But this came out really sweet. Let me pick it up. Put it here in the sunlight. Hopefully it focuses. Come on, focus for me. Okay, let's put you this way. That's not going to work, right? You going to focus for me? Too shiny. Alright, whatever. Okay, so this is my My Hell's Cleaver. Hell's Kitchen Cleaver. Alright, that sounds good. Hell's Kitchen Cleaver. I think that's what I'm going to call it. 3V steel, 0.3 inches thick, nice and thick. It's going to come back from Peter's heat treat. Again, it's going to have that red burgundy color. I don't know if I'm going to tempt fate and grind these out and clean this up or not. We'll see. It's got a rock pattern, 2 different types, one with a drum and one with the machine. This obviously has to get ground down because I left at least a 1/16 of an inch thick on the blade, so this will be shiny. I'll probably make this shiny as well. Maybe I'll need to make this shiny just to give it a little more balance, I guess. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I got a rock pattern on the spine. And the spine, I rounded off a little bit with, rubbed it with a 440 grit Trizac belt, so it take off the sharp parts. The fullers on both sides are sweet and even and precise. Yes, there are a few dings. When I did the rock pattern, I hit the bevel here. The bevel, the side here. And if I did one side, I'm sure I did the other side. I don't see it on the camera. I think it's somewhere in this area. And let me see, rock pattern, where else? I also kind of hit it over here with the rock pattern. But that, you know, that was just to give it some character. Just to give it a little more deeper rock pattern design. I love that file work. It's going to have something of a beveled front. And of course, if you know my knives, they're going to be super sharp. Haven't decided what kind of a wrap I'm going to put here. Well, anyway, this is what I've got on the table. These are 35 knives going to Peter's heat treat all at once, maybe in a couple of weeks. Just got to do the final grind and rock pattern and shaping, just the final touches, because I want to keep as much of that red patina that comes back from heat treat as possible. If you guys are interested, PM me now before anyone else snags them up. Alright guys, take care.